For most 20-somethings, style icons include the likes of Rihanna or Miley Cyrus. But for Miss Vintage UK Holly Foster, there are no racy necklines or short miniskirts. The 22-year-old believes it's time girls ignored flesh-flashing trends and covered up.
If girls dressed more demurely, I think they would find that they would be treated more as adults particularly, and treated like ladies. I found from my male friends that the fact that I wear a sort of prim or proper dress, they're more inclined to talk to you because you're not flaunting yourself as such.
Holly first began wearing vintage clothing in her teens, spending hundreds of pounds to complete her classic and conservative look.
I got my first piece of vintage clothing when I was 16 from a charity shop, and there was something about the way that the garment was constructed and the way it felt that was a bit different to everything else. I grew up in the 90s when fashion was quite mixed. I found from a very young age that I really liked the sort of older styles because I used to watch a lot of older films, particularly because I lived with my grandma and my granddad up to the age of 4. We've seen more coverage of why it's irresponsible of magazines to print photographs of models that are stick thin, because it encourages girls to want to try and emulate that kind of figure, and they should really be accepting their bodies as they are and finding clothes that suit them. I think there should be more emphasis on clothes that fit well rather than clothes that you see in a magazine and you think, oh, I can wear that, but I need to shrink down to a size 6 to be able to look right in them.
Determined to leave something to the imagination, she even wears her favourite vintage attire when partying with friends.
I go to a nightclub, I know what it's like to walk into a room, all the guys are looking at you as just up and down as if you're a piece of meat. And I think if girls had longer dresses, they would actually feel more confident to say no. I think there's a certain element of responsibility that comes with designing clothes, particularly for young women who don't necessarily want to be used or taken advantage of in that way.
But getting ready for a night out can prompt some discussion about wardrobe values.
Your dress looks really lovely, it really suits you.
Oh, thanks. I find it's very flattering. It's a very flattering style. It leaves a lot to the imagination as well, so that you're not just putting yourself out there and saying, I'm here, you know. I couldn't wear the dress that you're wearing.
It's just like girls are trying to feel more proud of their body. In a way it's more revealing, but it's them saying that this is me, but they're putting themselves out there for themselves.
I don't like showing too much flesh. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
But couldn't you like wear it for yourself, for like your own confidence?
Despite winning the title of Miss Vintage UK in August, her family still have their concerns about the way she dresses.
My parents are quite accepting of it. My mum does worry that it gives the wrong sort of impression that I'm quite old-fashioned and that there's something eccentric about me.
But Holly now models for vintage magazines and sees her style as an extension of her personality.
I would say I definitely have old-fashioned values. You say that being treated like a lady comes from the way that you dress. Definitely the jobs that I've had, people have given me more opportunities because they've seen that I've got a bit of individuality.